And with the receding waters comes the discovery of another drowning victim. The aftermath of Saturday's torrential rain is our top story. I'm Carol Grady. Also tonight, Governor Jones is out of the hospital and on the road to recovery.
Working in the spirit of Wave Country. This is Wave 3 News at 6 for Sunday, August 9th.
Good evening. Floodwaters are going down in Kentucky and Indiana. A lot of people are checking the damage and cleaning up after yesterday's storm. Amid the death and destruction, there is hope and cooperation. Ezra Marcus begins our coverage tonight from southern Indiana.
Floodwater still stands more than a foot high in the fields outside Scottsburg, Indiana. Cars take it slow and easy as they try to brave the water. The currents are still strong. Yesterday they claimed the life of Mario Trejo as he and 3 other migrant farm workers waded in. It was here at the intersection of Highway 56 and Highway 3 that the men tried to cross the floodwater. They got taken up by the current and swept into this field. One man grabbed onto the signpost and held on for his life. That person was rescued by firefighters. Trejo's body was recovered by conservation officers this morning. Back in town, downtown Scottsburg is dry. A dusty film is the only reminder of yesterday's floodwaters. Just south of town on Highway 31, the cleanup continues at the multicolor printing plant, where floodwaters knocked over drums of toluene yesterday. When mixed with water, the chemical forms highly explosive vapors.
If all the products and all the factors came together at the right time, at the right place, there could be potential for a fire and explosion in the building, but as far as a life-threatening situation to the neighbors, not at all.
As a precaution, Dave Allison's hazardous materials team evacuated 25 homes around the plant yesterday afternoon. Everyone was allowed to return home today. Phil Comer lives next door to the plant. When he finally came home, he found a foot of water in his basement. He spent the day pumping it out. He's still not sure which of his belongings he'll have to replace.
The pressure of the water has kind of bucked the whole floor up, pushed the floor up, so don't know until I get it all out.
Cleanup efforts also continue in Henryville. Dave and Kay Adams salvaged what's left of their home. 18 inches of floodwater ruined just about everything. The Adams don't have flood insurance, but they're getting plenty of support from friends, family, and neighbors.
Look, just look. Nobody needs to be told. Everybody's just helping, you know, because they care. Just because they care. I try not to lose it, but it's kind of hard.
All told, floodwaters damaged about 80 homes in Scott County. More than 200 residents spent the night in shelters after high water forced them from their homes. Here in Louisville, the coroner's office says a woman who was trapped in her car at Hill and Floyd Streets definitely drowned. An autopsy was performed on Willie Mae Marshall this morning. She apparently tried to drive through high water yesterday afternoon and her car stalled. Water problems were reported throughout the metro Louisville area, and as Kathy Farr tells us, residents began digging out of the muddy mess left behind.
Cardinal Boulevard yesterday, an impassable pond. This morning, only a slick film remains. And at the intersection of Floyd and Hill, which on Saturday claimed a life, there's almost no sign of any flooding. Drivers have clear passage. The floodwaters receded almost as quickly as they rose. At Tudor townhouses off Goldsmith Lane, evacuated residents moved back in and found their work cut out for them. Peggy Wilson's trying to drive out clothes and blankets and save what she can. Her basement flooded. The neighbors blamed the concrete flood wall. It broke, and the waters of Bent Creek came rushing into homes.
Because this went first, you know, and that's with the noise you run to the window. And then next thing you know, all of it come on down.
Mashura Daniels' lower floor walls buckled, and her neighbor's furniture landed in her bedroom.
The entertainment center, all the furniture just started coming in the center of the floor, and the water was just gushing in, and all I could do was run out.
Folks in Cardinal Trailer Park on St. Andrews Church Road are lucky. The water didn't get into their homes, but it was only inches away. The water tore down fences, pulled propane tanks off their foundations, and ripped the underpinning off trailers. Tim Moore needs his trailer re-leveled.
It's settled, you know, or moved the trailer somehow. Half of my doors won't shut. This door I like to never got to shut last night on the inside of the room. It's unlevel, so naturally it's got the trailer in a twist.
Ann Walney hopes her air conditioner and lawnmower will run again. They're waterlogged.
We know what it feels like to be a flood victim. I mean, the mess and the cleanup it's going to take more than one day. Like I said, we're still cleaning.
People who live in Cardinal Trailer Park blame MSD for their problems. They say the ditch in their backyard was dammed for construction down the road, and if it had been opened, the water wouldn't have backed up. They plan to voice their frustrations to MSD during Mayor's Night Out tomorrow night. The session is open to the public and will be held at First Cumberland Presbyterian Church on Manslick Road. The meeting starts at 7 o'clock. According to Louisville Gas and Electric, all customers who lost power due to yesterday's storm should have service now. But the utility says it will be Monday morning before some businesses find out their electricity is out. There are still a few customers who don't have natural gas service. Remember, if the gas is turned off at the street or the meter, you must call LG&E to get service restored. LG&E was blasted this morning at a memorial service in the Shawnee neighborhood. The service was held at Genesis United Methodist Church in memory of Frederick Stone. He's the 8-year-old boy who was electrocuted when he touched a live power line 17 hours after a storm knocked it down. This morning, members of the congregation sang in celebration of Stone's short life and showed their support for his family. Alderman Paul Bather laid the blame for the boy's death on the doorstep of LG&E.
Who's at fault? You know who's at fault. And those people are trying to play games. They're trying to hide. They're trying to run.
Rita Stone lit a memorial candle in honor of her son. Bather is holding a prayer vigil at LG&E headquarters tomorrow at noon. Governor Brereton Jones left King's Daughters Hospital today, but not before he took a few moments to talk with the media. We'll tell you what he had to say next.
Take 2 or 3 sideways motions, and then I smell something. So
You're watching Wave 3 News at 6 with Carol Grady, Greg Edwards forecast, and sports with Bill Kempis. Wave 3 News, working in the spirit of Wave Country.
Governor Brereton Jones is home tonight. The governor was released this afternoon from King's Daughters Hospital in Frankfort. Jones' back was hurt when the state's Sikorsky helicopter crashed Friday in Shelby County. The governor emerged in a wheelchair wearing a jogging suit and looking pale. His voice was weaker than normal as he told reporters he's feeling very blessed and relieved he wasn't injured more seriously.
So it's amazing how sore you can be and not have something officially broken. I was sure when I crawled out of the helicopter that I had a broken back, but x-rays have not shown that, so everything's going to be just fine. I'm very, very fortunate.
Jones is wearing a back brace and will recuperate at the governor's mansion for at least a week. He says the only reason he and 5 others survived is divine intervention. His aides say the governor's public appearances will be limited for some time. There were a total of 6 people on board the helicopter when it crashed Friday. 2 were released from the hospital yesterday. 2 more may get to go home by midweek. Surgeon Steve Henry says pilot Logan Weiler and Adjutant General Robert Desarn will probably need back braces. Dr. Henry says pilot Jim Carey underwent more surgery on his leg today and will require several more operations. State Police Trooper Danny Reed and Deputy Press Secretary Bill Griffin were discharged yesterday. Whoever shot Lanice Fletcher back in April now faces a possible murder charge. Fletcher was sitting on her porch Easter Sunday when someone fired a gun and hit Fletcher in the head. Police believe it was a stray bullet. Fletcher spent several days in the hospital but continued to suffer fever and headaches after her discharge. She was readmitted Friday and died yesterday. According to the coroner, Fletcher died of meningitis caused by the gunshot wound. The case is now in the hands of homicide detectives. And someone is holding the only winning ticket in last night's Powerball drawing. It's worth an estimated $10.4 million. The winner bought the ticket somewhere in Indiana, but we don't know yet where. There were no winners in Lotto Kentucky or Hoosier Lottery. Well, except for the humidity, I suppose this was a winning
I was looking for my lottery ticket.
Today.
I don't think I don't have my Powerball ticket, I think, from yesterday. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, much nicer today because we had sunshine, although the heat and humidity have been somewhat oppressive out there for today. It's going to continue through the afternoon, and there's rain showing up on radar. I'll have details for you in just a moment. Hazy sunshine out there right now, and the humidity levels are high. If you've been out and about, you know that. The sunshine has brought the temperature way up out there, too, and it looks hazy as you look at the tower cam. This is a live picture as we're looking up toward Indiana, actually, back up toward the northeast from downtown Louisville. That's Humana Hospital back over to the west right there. Once again, right now, though, we do have some scattered thunderstorms around, not locally, but down south. They're getting really hit hard along the Tennessee border. You can see these thunderstorms moving toward Lake Cumberland, toward London as well. Scattered thunderstorms all the way up into, well, Barron County, up into the north, and not far outside of Hardin County and Grayson County, too. And then back out to the west, near Owensboro, a couple of thunderstorms have also fired up. We've seen a couple in Indiana, but those have disappeared at this point, and that's just ground clutter around the Louisville radar site right now. There is the slight chance of a thunderstorm in our area for this evening. After midnight, that chance will tend to disappear, but it will reappear for tomorrow afternoon. Over at Standiford Field right now, with all of the sunshine and humidity, it is 90 degrees. High temperature for the day was 92, and that was at 3:07 this afternoon. Low temperature this morning is down to 72 at 6:30. Humidity right now, you like to see a number much lower than it, 64%. Winds are from the west at 7 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is 30.01, and it is dropping. We do have a cold front back out to the west that does offer a little bit of relief. We'll take a look at that in a few moments. It's still well back off to the west. Cloud cover over the western sections and southern sections of Kentucky right now. Moving up into our area, and once again, that hazy sunshine as it's beginning to come through those clouds. But these clouds are packing some pretty strong thunderstorms right now. If we change the colors around here, show you the height on some of those storms. The higher one right here, just north of Bowling Green, that's the one's producing the heaviest rain right now. And the red areas right there, a little bit lower in altitude. And the lower in altitude they are, the less strength they have actually as they're moving through. You can see that little trough line, though, as it reaches down through the Carolinas and back up north. Here's a wide view for you. You can see the trough line through our area, back up to a low pressure cell in parts of eastern Canada and in western New York. That low pressure cell is going to move off to the east. As it moves away, the high pressure cell down south is actually going to help feed in a little bit more moisture, and it's also going to help increase the temperature a little bit just in advance of this cold front. The good news is this cold front should pass on through the Louisville area. After it goes through toward the end of the week, it looks like temperatures will start to drop a little bit. So this frontal system will be here within the next couple of days, and that means another good chance of thunderstorms, then a cool down. The forecast for this evening, if you have outdoor plans, partly cloudy, a slight chance of thunderstorms. The heat and humidity will continue by midnight, 80 degrees. Later on overnight tonight, low temperature of 74 with partly cloudy skies. Humidity will still be there. And for tomorrow, partly sunny skies once again. Looks like another chance of thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon, with a high of 93 degrees. After that, a better chance of thunderstorms for Tuesday, 88 degrees. You'll notice temperatures dropping a little bit. 84 on Wednesday, thunderstorms. Looks like we'll start the day with a few scattered thunder showers on Thursday, 81, and then by Friday, sunny skies clearing. It looks pretty nice, 81 degrees. That's low humidity, too. So as we move into next weekend, things are looking pretty good.
I like that. Thanks, Craig. Well, this is the last day for the Summer Olympics, and boy, it doesn't seem like 2 weeks.
That's right, 16 days to be exact. They always say the toughest event for last, the men's marathon. 26 miles. I don't know about you, but I get tired driving 26 miles. These guys run 26. Speaking of tough, the Braves continue to look unbeatable.
In the last 4 days, Louisville's been the street rod city. These exotic hot rods are now on their way back to Michigan and Missouri, Kansas, and California. Some of these people are here for money, some for love. Tonight on WAVE-TV News Nightcast, we'll see the show's Heartstoppers and check the prices. In the meantime, it's going to be
hot and humid out there for the next couple of hours, and it's been a delight having all those nice folks in town, too, by the way. Right now on radar, you can see scattered thunderstorms there to our west and south. There's a slight chance of thunderstorms in our area for tonight. By 11 o'clock tonight, the temperature will be 82 degrees. The overnight low, 74. It's going to be humid all night. Tomorrow's high, 93.
Okay. Thanks, Craig.